keep seeing on the interwebs and on Instagram and on YouTubes and everywhere, made with only a 3 round liner. And it gets me thinking, like, is this just a flex, or are people using it because it actually benefits their work? Like, surely you could whip and pepper shade with any other liner. And I've fallen into this as well. I use a 3 round liner to shade pretty much everything now. I don't only use a 3 round liner. I don't list that it's just only made with a 3 round liner. And I think that's the part that bothers me. Not like, I don't have a problem with it, but it gets in my head. It's like, what if you wanted to use like a, I don't know, 7 round shader to thicken the lines up a bit around different objects in the tattoo, or there's a big chunk of solid black and you've got to use a 7 mag to like fill that in because it's a waste of time just using a 3 round liner. Will you list that, or will you still list the tattoo is done with only a 3 round liner? So I find that quite weird. It's become a bit of a flex, a bit of a fashion thing. Like, it's fashionable just to do tattoos with a 3 round liner. And obviously, you correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I love them, but I've never actually tried to shade with a 5 round liner or even a fucking 1 round liner. Is there such a thing? There must be. There's definitely a 1 liner, but is it called a 1 round liner? Wouldn't be a square liner, would it? I just thought it was weird. So I see a lot of these tattoos. Let's talk about this a little bit. Right, so the benefits to using a 3 round liner. Now, if you're doing palm size tattoos or smaller, then yeah, I get it. Like, you could do the whole tattoo with just a 3 round liner. Are you sacrificing some bits in just using that? Because sometimes like a heavy line can really hold pieces together. So is it a style thing then to just use a 3 round liner? Because I've seen multiple styles done with the person saying in it that they've only done it with a 3 round liner. And it does work. A lot of the tattoos I've seen, like, yeah, it's absolutely fine. But what I mean is, when I say sacrificing, is it silly to do a whole tattoo with a 3 round liner when you could probably accomplish the same thing at the same level of visual aesthetics with other needles? Like, I've seen some really dark tattoos all done with a 3 round liner, apparently, and I just look at it and think, you could have lined some of that, you could have magged some of that in. But I mean, it's difficult because there is it feels different with a 3 round liner, but it definitely takes longer for certain parts, like large blacked out areas. I just don't see why just yet, and I'm missing something. Let's take Alex Zorsa, for example. Now, I always thought his stuff was only done for a 3 round liner. I must have got it in my head that he posted it once, that it was. I was looking around today, I was looking at his stuff, and he definitely does it. He actually lists all the other needles he's using, and one of the hashtags at the top says, not only done with a 3 round liner. For someone to feel the need to hashtag that means it's obviously in their head that a lot of people have started saying this. So yeah, it's become a bit of a fad to say that. To say that it's a 3 round liner, to flex that you're using a 3 round liner only. Like, if you did a realism piece with a 7 mag only, do you put 7 mag only? Do you start showing off that you just did it with that? Could you achieve the same amount of detail with 1 needle than if you used a group of different needles to get the same job done? You're not going to paint a mural on the wall the size of the side of a house with just the smallest of paintbrushes, are you? You're going to use a mixture of paintbrushes, some sprays, some just anything, mixed media, mix it up a bit. And it's the same goes with tattooing. Just use whatever you've got at your disposal to get the job done. Get the job done looking as best as it possibly can. And yeah, like I said, you could definitely get the job done with a 3 round liner, but at what cost? It's going to take longer. I guess what I'm trying to say is, people starting out, don't get caught in the trap of having to do or doing everything with just a 3 round liner. You can use a lot more needles than that, and it's absolutely fine. It's not a problem. I personally use it for the texture. I love the texture that I get from that dotty whippiness. I use it for that, and I use it for the fact that with mags you're kind of limited to, because they're flat, you really get like an obvious shade, and it is a lot smoother, but I prefer like going in circles with a 3 round liner and getting this nice texture out of it. Alongside using other needles, I'll usually use a 7 round shader for lining, a 5 round liner for lines inside the heavy lines, 3 round liner for all my shading mostly, and 0.30 3 round liner to be precise, because 0.25 the dots are so small you may as well use a mag. This is just my experience, and a 0.35 just too big. But whatever, everyone's different. And I'll use a mag to do like larger pieces. Like if I'm doing a back piece, I might get out a mag and mag out some larger areas. But I still will use a 3 round liner as much as I can because I like the texture. And that stems from me loving old noisy photographs. Photographs with the grain. I feel this is the only way you can get grain in a tattoo and it look like it's grainy. So yeah, man, I don't know. It was on my mind. I kept seeing people posting made with only a 3 round liner or only a 3 round liner or 3 round liner only and stuff like that. And then when I saw Alex Saucer posting some of his stuff, because I don't often look through the description of tattoos. I look at the tattoos and think, fuck yeah, move along. Even if I leave a comment, I don't usually read the description. And yeah, I saw that and I thought, well, obviously it's become a thing that people feel the need to then hashtag that it's not only done with a 3 round liner. Like, I don't really feel the need to, unless I'm in a educational mood and I want to, let everyone know what needles I've used for that specific thing. I don't feel the need to post what needles I used. The brand, yeah, but not exactly what needles unless someone asked specifically. Anyway, it was just on my mind, a little video I thought I'd make about that, something to think about there. You don't need to flex, but there's no problem flexing if you want to flex. I just don't see personally the point in only using something like that when there's so many more tools to get the job done more efficiently. Hey, I don't mean to offend anyone, and if anyone disagrees with me and feels like I'm kind of making them seem a bit stupid or trying to, then I do apologise. I love you all. I know a few of my friends do this, so whatever. I hope that gives you some food for thought. If you want to support the channel, I've got a Patreon. If you could jump over there and support that would be great. I want to start doing some live videos soon. I figured it out, I think, using a code from YouTube to the Patreon, and you can jump on and we can chat. I want to build a bit more interest about that first before I do it. And yeah, there's a few other ways in the description below that you can support. And I love you all. And I'll speak to you on the flip flop. Yeah, boy. Woo!